Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Wingate Solutions. I hope you're doing well. This is going to be an off-the-cuff video. We're going to be talking about mindset. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys. So I just got back last night from a long week away. I was teaching a patrol rifle instructor class, and it was awesome. It was a great time, and I'm absolutely ready for a few days back home to kind of get back into the swing of things, because being away for a week, kind of being switched on in teaching mode kind of takes a little bit out of you, especially now because I'm not doing it all the time. It's kind of here and there. But I'm glad to be back. But at the same time, I'm kind of like amped up and still inspired by having that opportunity. And I love it. I live for it. Some of you guys have watched the channel for a bit now. You know I'm a law enforcement officer, and one of my biggest passions in the space that I work in is trying to build the mindset in others to be better protectors of their community and to focus on what matters most in our line of work, and that is serving others and being that protector of those who are in a position of maybe not being able to protect themselves. And I absolutely live for it. So anytime I get the opportunity to teach others to build their mindset and skill set and become more accountable for what they get to do for a living, and it really is an honor, like to truly get to serve the community in the capacity that we get to. We should be humbled by that, and we should focus on that as an opportunity. And I love it. I live for it, kind of, as you guys can tell. But it was a busy week away, and I had an awesome time. But like I said, I'm kind of still inspired from it. So I want to bring a little bit of that energy to you guys today. We're going to be talking a little bit about mindset and accountability specifically. So when I teach, and the guys around me that I get to teach with, a lot of them are my mentors, and I've learned most of the things that I teach and preach nowadays from those guys. I really get to be around some awesome human beings. But they are huge on teaching accountability, right? So, and that's not just when it comes to shooting. That's when it comes to our professional development, but also just being people in general. And I speak more so to the guys out there. I know there's probably some ladies that watch this channel. That's cool, but obviously I'm a dude, so I'm going to speak more to the guys. So being a man, I think it's important for us to hold each other accountable. But first, we need to be able to hold ourselves accountable. So not only when it comes to carrying a gun and being a protector of our communities, whether you're doing this professionally or not, you might be a civilian, or I kind of don't like that word, citizen, right? I have to kind of check myself sometimes. I'm not a huge fan of the word civilian. I think kind of has negative context to it. It is what it is. I don't get offended by it, but anyway, citizens of our community, if you're just a prepared-minded person that wants to be able to protect yourself and others, and you hold your ability or your accountability to a standard of being able to actually do that, that's important. I think we need to be more like that. Too many people in our space are collectors and not protectors, or they think they're a protector, but really they just like equipment and cool guy stuff, and spend way more time focusing on the equipment than they do focusing on the skill sets, right? And this is stuff that we could get lost in the weeds on. We could, I could write a book on it probably at this point. But it truly does come down to things like the simple age-old saying of, it's the Indian, not the arrow, right? It truly is that. Equipment matters. And when you have skill set and mindset, having equipment that rises to that level is important. You need to have quality equipment, but equipment cannot be a replacement for skill. It cannot. So too many guys want to buy skill, or they want to just buy cool guy stuff because it checks some kind of box in their brain that makes them feel like they have a status over others. But truly, someone that's switched on and has the mindset of protecting others can get it done with some pretty basic equipment, right? So I think we need to hold ourselves more accountable, teach those around us that we need to actually train, build our mindset and skill set to be a protector instead of just being a collector, right? I know I'm kind of spinning my wheels here, getting into the topic a little bit. I'm kind of saying the same thing a few times, but it is important to me that we start holding each other accountable. So I would like to empower more people to actually train, be switched on, and actually learn how to run this equipment to its potential. That's what I got to do for the last week. it's a lot of fun, especially seeing the progress of somebody from when they start out to the end of the week and see how much they've learned and or built those efficiencies of the skill set of running the platform. It was specifically a patrol rifle instructor class. So that's what we worked on this week. And it's awesome seeing guys progress build throughout the week. And then hopefully they're going to be inspired to continue that progress, because a week's on, it's just a taste, right? It's just a few days of really getting after it, holding yourself accountable and actually building on those skills. It takes time. But it's awesome. I love it. But the big thing is whether or not those guys are going to go and continue to grow and actually create change in their own programs and build that mindset and skill set in the people that are around them. And that's the key, right? That's where I say we need to hold ourselves accountable. We also need to hold our brothers accountable, right? Again, I don't care what you do for a living. If you have the mindset of being a protector, you need to be honest with yourself, actually put in the work. You need to actually go out and learn to run these things from reputable people. It's important. Like, you can learn a lot from watching YouTube videos. You can learn a lot from that sort of thing, but you need to vet those skill sets that you have and vet some of that information that you might be learning online, because some of it is just fluff. It's cool guy stuff, and it's some of it's good and some of it's not. Some of it's snake oil, right? So learning it from competent people, it's important. But so another thing I want to focus on a little bit, I don't want to just like call people out, but I think it's important. We need to hold ourselves accountable physically as well. And I'm guilty of this. I don't feel like I'm in the best shape I could be in my life right now. I absolutely have not put it first in my life, especially over the last 8-9 months. I've been slacking a lot. So I need to make sure I hold myself accountable to change that, because I recognize there's a fault, right? As men, as protectors, we should strive to be better every day and be a better protector than we were yesterday in some form or another, okay? It's not just about cool gear. It's not just about how fast I can draw my handgun from concealment. It's about physically being able to be an asset and not a liability to the people around me. That's important, okay? All right, guys, the camera angle might have just shifted a little bit because I had some issues with my camera. So anyway, hopefully that doesn't screw you up too bad. So I'm going to try to keep this one a little short. I don't want to get too crazy on it. I've already got a little wordy. As you guys know, I'm off the cuff and unscripted as usual, especially when I do these kind of just like talks in the woods for you guys. I like doing them this way, even though sometimes I feel like I flow and actually get some good info for you guys, and other times I'm kind of spinning my wheels. But hopefully you get something out of it. But guys, be the protector. Don't just be a collector. It is absolutely cool to buy guns. And I'm not telling you not to be into this as a hobby. It is fun. It is cool to collect different things. Absolutely. That's okay. But make sure you're actually becoming a protector, especially if that's what you intend to do. You will not rise to the occasion. You won't. Like, plain and simple. You will fall back on your level of training. You will not rise to the occasion. It's just not the way it works, okay? And that is absolutely not a strategy. A lot of people have this superhero complex. Try not to. We need to put the time in. We need to build levels of proficiency in different platforms, different skill sets within ourselves, and mindset has to be built over time. But you have to put the work in, okay? And we are in a position nowadays like never before. Even though the Second Amendment gets like hammered from all fronts constantly, we still are in a position as modern Americans to have better tools and weaponry and just anything at our fingertips with even the internet, right? All the information we have, all the skills that we could be building, we have no excuse not to be way better prepared physically and mentally to do hard things. Even though society makes it so easy for us to be soft, we need to start becoming men who are not soft and weak, okay? Easier said than done. All of these things need to be built over time, incrementally. Incremental improvements, that's what we teach when we're building efficiencies on different platforms. One step at a time. I can't go from a 5-second draw to a 1-second draw overnight. It needs to be incremental. I need to polish out the inefficiencies and become better over time. That's how we're going to physically become better, one step at a time, you know, one bite at a time. That's what I recommend. But having the inspiration and actually starting to make the change, you can't have the mindset of, I'll do it tomorrow, or you know what, I'll do it next week. You need to start making changes now. You need to commit to it. That's the important factor in this. It's so easy to be lazy and take inspiration from somebody and get that, you know, hoorah moment, and then we let it fade away, and then we get that mindset of, you know what, we'll do it tomorrow. Don't do that. Try to be a better version of you today, and try to do that every day. Okay. And I'm saying this, I'm not saying it from like a high horse. I absolutely don't put the time in as often as I'd like to, professionally or physically. I need to put more time in. So I'm going to use this as a little bit of inspiration to hopefully get after it a little bit too, kind of take my own words into consideration and get after it as well. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. If you like this content, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button, share with your buddies, comment down below. I enjoy reading the comments. I get a lot of inspiration from them, and I appreciate you guys kind of getting involved in the comments. It feels a little more like community-based when guys are giving me feedback, and I really enjoy that. But if you want to support us in any other way, check out the website, Wingate Solutions LLC, link down in the description. I have sling retention straps, and you can't really see it right now, but I do 2-point minimalist adjustable freedom slings and some other things like holster leg straps. Kind of a small business, just me, and my wife does the sewing for me. It's pretty cool, but that's kind of why I have the channel. Kind of works hand in hand. I want to bring you guys information, but also I want to be able to support my family. So I appreciate you guys, and until next time, get out and train.